Hi everyone, I'm Ben from Ellii. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Ellii Polls to create live interactive sessions in your classroom that spark conversation, debate, dialogue, and discussion where students use their own devices to participate in that group conversation. All right, so I'm on Ellii Polls right now, and you can get there by clicking to Materials and then Ellii Polls. And once you land on Ellii Polls, you're going to see an index of polls down below. These polls are going to be based on current events, things that are happening in the news, general interest topics, or they might be related to lessons that we have on the site. I'm going to click on distracted driving. It's a topic that we're talking about in a conversation class already that I'm hosting. And once I land inside of this poll area, I see sort of an overview for teachers. This part here is not for students, it's for the teacher to look at and decide whether or not this poll is appropriate for your class. You can see all the questions that are going to be in the polls or in the poll. You can sort of click through those questions and see what they are and what the answers are. And then if you're happy with the poll, you can launch it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Start Poll. And when I do that, a QR code comes up and a web address comes up so that my students in the class, either in a physical classroom or online, if you're teaching an online class, can all join in with their own devices. So I've got a phone right here that's already set to the camera app. If you go to the camera app on your phone and you scan this QR code like this, it will bring you to this page right here, ellii.com/play, where you can put in your name. I'm going to put in my name, Ben, as the student. So student number 1 pops up right there, and the teacher knows that one student is now logged on. All right, and the web address up here, ellii.com/play, is for students that may not have a phone, but instead may have a computer where they're just going to go to that URL. So that's what I've done over here. I've set up another another web browser over here in an incognito window, and they went to ellii.com/play, and the student is going to put in 21238 and click next. And then we're going to put in a name here for that student. So she's going to type in Tara. And now we've got 2 students in here, all right, that are waiting to start the poll. And then one more student on my other screen over here is going to join as well, 21238. And this student is going to put in her name, Ginny, and we should have now 3 students in the poll. All right, so 3 students are there. I've got 3 students in my class ready to go. And let me just move this out of the way here, this little thing here. And you can see that there are 3 students in the class. If I click this little item right here, Ben, Tara, and Ginny are all right there. All right, so let's start the poll. So I'm going to go ahead and click Start Poll. And as you can see on my phone here, the minute that the teacher clicks Start Poll, it updates instantly or syncs on my device, and same thing over here on this other student here for Tara. And I'll click Continue. And again, my phone updates right away, and so does Tara's, and so does Ginny's. So the question is, do you ever text while driving? Well, Tara's going to say yes, she does, and she's going to submit that. And Ginny is going to say yes, she does. And Ben, myself, is going to say no, I don't. And you can see that in real time, the results sort of pop up on the screen, and everybody can be seeing those results. And then right now, as a teacher, I'm going to go ahead and click Stop and Discuss. And now that just simply means that no more students can submit their answers. And on my screen right here, it says the poll has ended, look up. So students are meant to look up and see what the results are, look up at the teacher's screen, and we can all see this together. Now you can highlight one of those responses and put students together in pairs and say, you know, who answered yes, who answered no, why do you text and drive, etc. And you can spark a little conversation just from those results alone. After the first question, we always go into some type of vocabulary poll. We try to find out what the students know or what type of vocabulary they know. So I'll click this, and it updates right there on my phone as well, and it asks, choose the words that you know. So Tara knows distracted, and she knows daydreaming, and then she's going to submit that. And Ginny knows also distracted and daydreaming, but she also knows multitasking, so she's going to submit that. And Ben, myself, I know distracted and daydreaming and multitasking as well, so I'll hit submit. And you can see those results sort of change in real time, and the teacher can then click Stop and Discuss, and it turns it into a word cloud. So the words that are least known to your students become the largest, and the ones that are most known become the smallest. So distracted and daydreaming are a little bit smaller, so they sort of get out of the way, where GPS and hazardous are known by 0 people. So they're sort of brought to my attention and I can focus on them. So if the teacher clicks on them, I'll go ahead and click this, then the definition and an example sentence pops right up for all the students. So Tara can see this definition over here, and I can see it on my phone. Ben can see it on his phone. And then the teacher can close that and click on hazardous as well, and that all pops up. So you're sort of controlling what they see, what definitions they see, and going over them one at a time to teach those words. All right, so that's how you do the vocabulary part of the poll. Then we can go into some agree, disagree questions. Let's do that. Again, we all get updated in real time. Adjusting a GPS while driving is dangerous. Agree, disagree. Tara agrees, and she's going to submit that. And Ginny also agrees. She'll submit that, and Ben disagrees. So again, we've got a 67-33 split. Teacher can stop and discuss and focus on the answers, put students in pairs, who said which, why did you say that? And you just sort of spark a conversation. All right, and I'm just going to click through these agree, disagree ones to the final section, which is where we go a little deeper and students have to submit their own opinions. So they're more opinionated questions. So I'll click one of these. Which do you think is the primary cause of distracted driving? Tara's going to say using a mobile device for texting and calling, and she's going to submit that. Ginny's going to say eating or drinking while driving. And Ben will say talking to passengers or attending to children. So we all ended up with a different response, 33 or a third for each of us. Again, it's a great way to sort of put students together into pairs and discuss why they feel what they feel about that particular question. And when you're ready, you just simply click stop and discuss, and then students have to look up. It says over here, the poll has ended, look up. So that's what all the students see on their device. They have to look up to the screen and see what those results are, those final results, and then they can start to engage in a conversation about it and express their opinions and why they think so. So these polls are meant to get students talking. They're meant to use the phones or the devices, not to just be in a solitary state, but to make it more participatory and to make it more engaging. And then we can just go on. There's a few more of these types of opinionated questions, and then the poll ends, and thanks for participating. So you can do these at the beginning of your class, or as a warm-up, or at the end of your class as a cool down, or you can do them to lead into a particular lesson that you might already be teaching. It's not the same questions from the lessons, they are different questions. So it's a great way to warm up particular lessons. So that's polls. I hope you really like them and hope you use them often. All the best.